Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. Joining us on the line now is Debby Campbell. She's a singer and the daughter of country superstar Glen Campbell. She's teamed up with singer Bobby Wilson, son of soul legend Jackie Wilson, to produce a single called Shoulder to Shoulder. How are you, Debby?
I'm good, Hannah. How are you today?
I'm really good, thanks. Lovely to chat with you. We spoke, it must have been a couple of years ago now, when your book came out, Life with My Father. How's everything been since then?
Great. Just lots of grandkids, just, working, the usual everyday thing.
Yeah, lovely. And I know this song that you did with Bobby was actually from a few years ago, but it's sort of been revitalized, hasn't it?
Right. Yes. I love Bobby, and I love singing with him, and I'd love to go on tour with him. That would be fun, but it was a great experience to record this with him.
Yeah. How did it come about, you two meeting and recording together?
Well, I've known Bobby for, probably 30 years, even before he knew that he was Jackie Wilson's son. I met him in Vegas. My best friend was working for the Legend show, and Bobby was a Legend tribute artist, like he did Little Richard, he did Stevie Wonder, and we've just been friends forever. And then, of course, you know how his story evolved, of course, but when and Tony was producing Bobby at the time, and I'd kind of taken a hiatus after Dad passed away. I just, my heart wasn't in it anymore, and Bobby kept after me, Deb, you've got to sing, you've got to continue singing, and so he goes, go see my guy Tony in Nashville. So I did, and I talked to Tony, and he goes, I really am not into it anymore, Tony. He goes, well, just give me 3 songs. And so we ended up recording a whole CD. and of course, it was songs that I loved that Dad did. And one of them was Shoulder to Shoulder that my dad had done with Tanya Tucker. And so when I decided to record it, I'm like, well, the only person I can think of that I really would want to do it with is Bobby, other than Tanya, And so Bobby said, okay, let's do it. And that's how it came about.
Oh, lovely. And it must be so nice for you when you'd thought about not wanting to sing anymore for obvious reasons, and so many people encouraging you and saying, no, you must. That's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, my time with Dad was my time with Dad, singing on the road, singing with Dad, getting to perform with my dad on stage for 25 years. It wasn't about me trying to become an artist, and after he passed, they like, no, you've got to keep singing, Debbie. You've got a great voice. You need to get out there, and sing. And so that's how the CD came about. And I still do perform. I do a lot of Alzheimer events to raise money for Alzheimer's. And, so I still keep out there, Hannah.
Yeah. It's just a new chapter, isn't it? That's how we have to look at these things. Exactly.
You just morph us into the next part of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're still doing some tours, are you? Still doing some gigs?
Yeah, I am. We did a tribute to Dad last year in Branson. It was Glen Campbell Day, and Dad and I spent so much time in Branson, and so we performed at the theater the old Roy Clark Theater that Dad and I started at in the late 80s, and that's where I wanted to have it because that meant something to me, And it was a sold out show. We had artists, the Lennon sisters, Barbara Fairchild. Who else was there? Neil McCoy, Buddy Jewell, and other artists in Branson. And my aunts came in from Arkansas, my cousin Stevie and his sons. And we just did a whole Glen Campbell tribute 1.5-hour show, and it was awesome. And I think we're going to try and do it again this year, I hope. And it raised money for Alzheimer's. We raised like $9,000 for Alzheimer's that night. And I love doing stuff like that, meaningful shows,
Yeah, nice. And I guess you always have people coming up to you telling you stories about their love for or connections with your father over the years.
Absolutely. Daily. It's a daily thing. And of course, I'll be somewhere out in a grocery store and Dad will start singing on the radio, overhead. And I'm like, hi, Dad. It's like Letty's talking to me, It's really funny.
Yeah, really nice. And I mean, I think that will stay with you forever. I think you'll always be hearing him singing on the radio, and people will always come up to you with stories, which is so nice, which kind of keeps him alive in one way, doesn't it?
Right. Keeps the memory alive. Yeah, definitely. Because he truly was one of the greats.
Yeah, amazing. Well, what do you think he'd say about you re-recording his song? I bet he'd love it.
He would, and he'd probably want to do it with me. He's like, why wasn't I on it with you, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I was very blessed, Hannah, to be with him all those years on the road.
Yeah. Well, people can still get a copy of your book that we talked about a few years ago, Life with My Father, Glen Campbell. That's still out there. And this song, can people buy it? Can people download it online?
Yes, I think Tony's probably going to put it out there, like on Apple Music, Spotify, all the music platforms, once yeah. So I think Tony's going to be handling all that.
Perfect.
I let the people handle it.
Absolutely. And could you be recording some more music? Could there be another album from you, do you think?
I don't know. There's some songs of Dad's that I'd like to record, like Wichita Lineman, that I never, Hannah, I never thought I'd be singing Dad's songs, Mm-hmm. So it was really hard when I chose to do the CD because, I only want to do songs I think I can do justice to, not just throw another Glen Campbell song out there on a CD, But I love Christmas, and I love Dad's Christmas album, and I've been toying with the idea of doing a Christmas album. So we'll see. I don't know.
Oh, nice. Well, if you're thinking of doing it, I'd say do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's been in my mind for the last couple of years, and people's like, well, what are you waiting for?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, if people want to get this new song, it's called Shoulder to Shoulder, and it's been recorded by Debby Campbell and Bobby Wilson. And we've been chatting to Debby Campbell. Debbie, so lovely to chat with you again. You take care.
You too, Hannah. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.